कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमो। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Attaining the Supreme is the title of chapter 8, and in the summary of this chapter, Srila Prabhupada said, Attaining the Supreme, chapter 8. And Sanskrit name of this chapter is Akshar Param Brahma Yoga or Tarak Brahma Yoga. Srila Prabhupada says, by remembering Lord Krishna in devotion throughout one's life, and especially at the time of death, one can attain to his supreme abode beyond the material world. So here most important point is remembering Lord Krishna in devotion throughout the life. So we have chosen the first verse, that is chapter 8, text 14, and we'll discuss with other verses too in this chapter. Ananya cheta satatam yomam smarati nityashah tasyaham sulabha partha nitya yuktasya yogina. One who always remembers me without deviation, I am easy to obtain, O son of Pritha, because of his constant engagement in devotional service. One more time, the translation. For one who always remembers me without deviation, I am easy to obtain, O son of Pritha, because of his constant engagement in devotional service. So a few portion of the purport we are reading. Srila Prabhupada has given us the translation as well as purport. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. This verse specially describes the final destination attained by the unalloyed devotees who serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead in Bhakti Yoga. So the principles of the Bhakti Yoga means, particularly in this verse, it is mentioned pure Bhakti Yoga, without any mixture of jnana, karma, and hatha. As indicated by the word Ananya Cheta in pure Bhakti Yoga, devotee desires nothing but Krishna. The specialty of this Bhakti Yoga that Krishna is speaking in this verse is pure devotion, Ananya Bhakti, Ananya Smaran, Ananya Bhajan, Ananya Sadhana. Everything Krishna is speaking is all Ananya. Mam ekam sharanam braja, Ananya Sharan. Ananya Chintan, Ananyas Chintayunto Mam. Ye jana paryupasate, tesham nityabhiyuktanam, yogakshemam bahamyaham. This word Ananya, we have to understand very deeply. Krishna is demanding that. We generally say that we are going home back to Godhead, and Srila Prabhupada is encouraging because this is our goal. Our goal is not to stay here comfortably, and always desiring material comforts over here. Our main purpose is to attain Krishna. Our main purpose is to attain Krishna Prema. They are not different. Krishna Prema, Krishna's abode are not different. Feeling for Krishna, these are not different from Krishna. And throughout the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is speaking about it, how to attain him. Especially this whole chapter is all about how to attain Krishna, attaining the Supreme. I request everyone, make some time for reading Bhagavad Gita, at least this chapter every day. Even few verses, if you read, it will benefit us tremendously. First of all, we have to set a goal. What is the goal of my life? What do I want from this life? Why do I practice Bhakti Yoga? Why have I joined ISKCON? For what reason? We have to remind ourselves. Because generally we perform bhakti in a routine manner, just chanting without any emotional connection with Krishna, without any goal, reading, hearing. Goal is to get out from this place and join Krishna in devotional service eternally in his abode. Throughout the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna also making sure that you must come to me. Yad gatvana nivartante tad dhamo paramam mama. For example, in our material life, means in this material world, also we principle the same point, means also we apply the same principle, having a goal. We go to college, school, college with a goal to have education, and with that education, we'll have a good job, good money, good family, and enjoy comfortably. These things we have goal, and we pursue our goal, and we feel very good about it when we achieve the goal. Without setting a goal, we cannot do anything. Every day, almost every day, we set a goal for the day, what I should do. I have to go this place, I have to do that. Many things we set a goal and then we pursue and then we achieve. Similarly, in our spiritual life, we must set a goal. Without setting a goal, we cannot perform our sadhana also. Just it will be haphazardly, here and there, little chanting, little reading, little hearing Krishna Katha. It will not be very seriously or sincerely done. With a goal, will be very sincere, very serious. So attaining the Supreme means attaining Krishna Prema or Krishna abode, attaining Krishna's service, everything. And what is the process? Remembering Krishna. See here also, Ananya Cheta Satatam Yo Mam Smarati Nityashaha. In one verse, Krishna says, you become Ananya Cheta. That means only think about Krishna. Satatam, every moment, always. Yo Mam Smarati Nityashaha. Again, Nitya means always, eternally, always. Krishna is stressing this point. This remembrance of Krishna or remembering of Krishna should be always continue. This is our constant sadhana, remembering Krishna favorably. He is my everything. He is my mother, father, spiritual master, maintainer. He is my guru. He is my son. He is my brother, friend. All the all the relationships in one place. That is Krishna. Vasudeva Sarvamiti, Sa Mahatma Sudurlava. Vasudeva is everything for me. He is all in all for me. By having that thought, we must pursue our devotional life or spiritual life, accepting Krishna as everything. And Krishna, as Krishna says also, Mamai Bangsha Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. All the jivas are mine, parts and parcels, eternally. So that is our relationship. We are always Krishnas. We were Krishnas. Dojata banda kore dao. Aste kore. So we are only Krishnas. This point also must be understood very clearly. We are not of this world. We don't belong to any family, any country, any society, but only Krishna. Mama eva amsha. Eva means only or certainly. You are mine. So that feeling also we must have, that inside our heart. We must develop. Although in this world we are living within a family, within a country, within a society, within whatever. But these are very temporary and perishable. Any time can be taken away. We came alone in this world and we have to leave the world also alone. The body also would be taken away. It proves that we don't belong to anyone, only we belong to Krishna. So that feeling must be developed, that I only belong to Krishna, as is part and parcel servant of Krishna. So here, how should we live here? Just for doing the duties. Love everyone, but do not be attached. Only attachment should be applied to Krishna. That's why we can do Ananya Chintan, only thinking of Krishna without deviation. This is the criteria, and we cannot achieve in one day. But that is the goal. Increase our remembering every day is the real sadhana. How do we achieve that? Chanting more and more with pure love for Krishna, pure devotion. I'm yours, Krishna. You said in Bhagavad Gita, I'm yours, and I accept this. Everything depends on our acknowledgement and acceptance. As Krishna is speaking, you are mine. We must accept that yes, I am Krishna's. And what is the perfectional stage of the devotees? Vasudeva Sarvamiti, Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. He is a Mahatma, great, pure devotee who accepts Krishna as his everything. That is our goal. Surrendering unto Krishna also one shelter, taking only one shelter. Sarvadharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam braja. Give up all other shelters from your heart or from your mind, from your consciousness. Mam ekam sharanam braja. Only take one shelter, my shelter. Surrender unto Krishna alone. This is Krishna's condition. It's not that I can surrender unto Krishna, also surrender into other things, no, other place, other persons, no. This is called pure devotion. Ananya Sharan, Ananya Chintan, Ananya Bhakti. Bhajate Mam Ananya Bhak. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. Bhakti also only meant for only one person, that is Krishna. Ananya Bhakti. Bhaktya tu ananyaya shakya. Evam vida Arjuna. Bhakti should be Ananya Bhakti. Only pure devotion for Krishna. No one else. These are the criteria. Our only supporter is Krishna. We may think my paycheck or my employee is supporting me. No, only one source, Krishna. This employer may maintain me, or that employer, ultimate employer is Krishna. See Krishna in everything. See Krishna in every situation. This is our process of sadhana. Increase our remembrance of Krishna more and more. See, in that purport, Srila Prabhupada says, the special qualification of a pure devotee is that he is always thinking of Krishna without deviation and without considering the time or place. The same verse, 8:14, I'm reading. Within the devotional service, the remembrance of Krishna is the most important to achieve Krishna. Achieving Krishna is our goal. Achieving Krishna Prema is our goal. Attaining Krishna, attainment of Krishna is our goal. We must understand this point very clearly. So special qualification of the pure devotee is that he is always thinking of Krishna without deviation and without considering the time or place. There should be no impediments. He should be able to carry out his service anywhere and at any time. Some say that the devotee should remain in the holy places like Vrindavan or some holy town where the Lord lived. But a pure devotee can live anywhere and create the atmosphere of Vrindavan by his devotional service. It was Sri Advaita who told Lord Chaitanya, wherever you are, O Lord, there is Vrindavan. This is the point. A devotee may live anywhere, but he takes full shelter of Vrindavan Dham. He takes full shelter of Shri Dham Maya. It doesn't matter where the devotee lives, but in his heart, he must take shelter of Krishna. In his heart, he must take shelter of the holy name. In his heart, he must take shelter of the holy Dham. Taking shelter of holy Dham means in your mind, you stay in Dham. You live in the Dham. Suppose I'm living in the Dham, of course I'm living, but my mind is elsewhere. That means I'm not living in the Dham. But if you live elsewhere, but mind is living in the Dham, means you are living in the Dham. These are very fine points. Understand that I'm aloof from my family members. They are not mine and I'm not theirs. I'm only Krishna's and Krishna is mine. That relationship must be developed. In this life, we must develop our lost consciousness of our relationship with Krishna. We must revive our lost consciousness of our relationship with Krishna. Otherwise, we'll remain Naradham. You know, I was reading the verse yesterday, very nice. When Krishna was speaking that 4 types of people do not surrender unto Krishna. And 4 types of people, they surrender unto Krishna. So in the 7th chapter, text 15, Krishna is speaking that those miscreants who are grossly foolish, who are lowest among mankind, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion, and who partake of the atheistic nature of demons, do not surrender unto me. So the Buddha, the Naradhama, the Mayaya Aparhita Jnana, Asurim Bhavam Ashrita, 4 types of people do not take shelter of Krishna. So in that purport, Srila Prabhupada was giving the definition of Naradhama. Who are the Naradhamas? Srila Prabhupada is speaking that the human life, who is a civilized human life, he revives the lost consciousness of the relationship with Krishna. But who fails to do it, or who do not revive the lost consciousness of his eternal relationship with Krishna, or whoever loses this chance, is classified as the Naradhama. Srila Prabhupada said, if we do not revive our lost consciousness of our relationship with Krishna, then we remain Naradham. How could a Naradham can, attain Krishna? Cannot attain Krishna. Because we don't want to attain Krishna. We don't want to attain love of Godhead. Or if we desire, the desire is very weak. We neglect that desire. Although we are practicing Krishna consciousness, but our main goal is to live in this world very comfortably, to settle ourselves in this world very nicely. Sometimes we say, I settled my son very nicely over here. I settled my daughter very nicely over here. And we also become very settled nicely. But what is the true nature of this material world? This is samsara davanam. Where do we want to settle ourselves? In the samsara davanam? Dukkhalam ashashvatam? Or mrittu sansara sagara? In Bhagavad Gita 9th chapter, Krishna is speaking. This world is known as mrittu sansara sagara. So even it is not nice actually to think that let me be settled over here. Yeah, then what should we do? Okay, we must have whatever we must have for our living in this world, but not to think that I'm settled over here. No attachment should be there, because we have to leave this world. Be prepared for that. We must prepare ourselves for leaving the world in full Krishna consciousness, thinking of Krishna at the time of death, so we can go back to Krishna. So the main point is remembering Krishna, practicing this, remembering Krishna constantly without deviation is the goal, is the means for achieving Krishna. And in chapter 8, Krishna says that in text 5, the antakalecha mamebas maran muktva kalevaram yaprayati samadbhavam yati nastatra samshaya. And whoever at the end of his life quits his body, remembering me alone, at once attains my nature. Of this there is no doubt. So this is Krishna's law, kanun, that death is not the big problem for anyone or us. What is the real point here? To remember Krishna alone at the time of death. So if we do not practice to remember Krishna alone all the time, how can we achieve that? Many times we hear, okay, we may not remember Krishna, Krishna will remember us. Yes, that doesn't mean that I should not try to remember Krishna, because orders are already there in the Gita, instructions are there in the Gita. So in the purport of text 5, chapter 8, Srila Prabhupada is saying, in this verse, the importance of Krishna consciousness is stressed. Anyone who quits his body in Krishna consciousness is at once transferred to the transcendental nature of the Supreme Lord. The Supreme Lord is the purest of the pure. Therefore, anyone who is constantly Krishna conscious is also the purest of the pure. Constantly Krishna conscious means constantly remembering Krishna, trying to remember Krishna all the time. He is also purest of the pure. The word smaranam, remembering, is important. Remembrance of Krishna is not possible for the impure soul who has not practiced Krishna consciousness in devotional service. Therefore, one should practice Krishna consciousness from the very beginning of life. If one wants to achieve success at the end of his life, the process of remembering Krishna is essential. Therefore, one should constantly, incessantly chant the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Lord Chaitanya has advised that one be as tolerant as a tree, Taroriva Saishnana. There may be so many impediments for a person who is chanting Hare Krishna. Nonetheless, tolerating all the impediments, one should continue to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, so that at the end of one's life, one can have the full benefit of Krishna consciousness. So Srila Prabhupada also making sure that we understand his point, Krishna's point, remembering Krishna alone at the time of death. See, we have to always take care of two things while we are taking care of our material duties. At the same time, we must remember Krishna. At the time of death, when we will be engaged in dying process, we must also think of Krishna alone. Then we can go to Krishna. The process is this. We must practice very sincerely, seriously, and always begging help from Krishna, Guru, Vaishnava, Shastra. Because alone we cannot do it, because our mind is absorbed in this world. Our mind is absorbed with so many different affairs, different situations. If something is not favorable for us, we become disturbed. We want everything should be favorable for us. And we pray to Krishna, make everything favorable for us. Actually, we should be favorable for Krishna. Anukulasya sankalpo pratikulasya varjanam. Pratikulasya means which is not favorable for Krishna consciousness, we must give up. And we must be very favorable to Krishna, means Krishna is our everything. Krishna is our best friend. Krishna is our father, mother, guru, protector, beloved, everything. We must accept Krishna as everything. Vasudeva Sarvam iti sa Mahatma Sudurlava. That's why Krishna is advising Arjuna. Chapter 8, text 7. What is as advising? Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara yuddhacha. Mayi arpito mano buddhir mame vashyasya asamshaya. Therefore, Arjuna, you should always think of me in the form of Krishna, and at the same time carry out your prescribed duty of fighting. With your activities dedicated to me and your mind and intelligence fixed on me, you will attain me without doubt. See that again. Two things we must practice always. Remembering Krishna, at the same time take care of your duties. Because at the time of death, two things are required. Remembering Krishna and engage in dying process, giving up the body. So if we do not practice throughout the life, remembering Krishna, how can I do it? All of a sudden, at the time of death. So purport is also very beautiful. Text 7, chapter 8. This instruction to Arjuna is very important for all men engaged in material activities. The Lord does not say that one should give up his prescribed duties or engagements. One can continue them and at the same time think of Krishna by chanting Hare Krishna. This will free one from material contamination and engage the mind and intelligence in Krishna. By chanting Krishna's names, one will be transferred to the supreme planet, Krishna Loka, without a doubt. So our founder Acharya, Srila Prabhupada, is emphatically saying about remembering Krishna. This is the first priority. Krishna says in the shloka, Mam Anusmara Yuddhacha. First you remember me, then you perform your prescribed duty, fighting, his prescribed duty of fighting. And the verse, that he said, Antakale cha mamibo smaran muktva kalevaram. Antakale, at the final time, final hour of death, Mam eva, remembering me alone first, smaran, then muktva kalevaram. First you think of me, then quit the body. This is Krishna's instruction. Krishna consciousness is easy as well as not so easy. When we try to apply in your life, but it becomes easy when we take shelter of Guru, Param Guru, Krishna, Gita, and Shastra. When we start applying the instruction, then it becomes easy. Sometimes we feel it is impossible. It is not impossible. Then Krishna would not have said that. Krishna knows us very well because we are his parts and parcels. He knows us, how much we have the capability and capacity. It's not impossible. It's possible by practice. When we accept the instruction that this is goal of my life, this is the goal of my life, I must practice remembering Krishna by keeping the holy name on the tongue all the time. It's not just 16 round and forget about it. We must chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra on beads, 16 rounds, but still whole day, whole time must be continued in the mind or in the tongue, whispering, remembering Krishna. First, then engage yourself in the duties. This is the point. Mam anusmara yuddhaja. Mameba smaran muktva kalevaram. First remember me, then die. First remember me, then engage in your duties. This is the point. Or at the same time. So this is our goal. Understand, if it is not possible for us, then Krishna would not have said that. He knows us because we are his eternal part and parcel. He knows our past, present, and future. He knows how much ability we have. We have to believe in Krishna. We have to believe in ourselves too. So if we become very sincere, Krishna, you have ordered this Bhagavad Gita. Please help me. Allow me to remember you all the time. Srila Prabhupada said, from Krishna our remembrance comes. From Krishna our forgetfulness of Krishna also comes. What is that verse in 12th chapter? No, 15th chapter. He said that remembrance and forgetfulness is due to Krishna. So we must pray to Krishna, please allow me to remember your name, you, Krishna, the person. Please don't put me into forgetfulness of my relationship with you. Remember, the Naradhamas, they do not try to revive the lost consciousness of the relationship with Krishna. Only the civilized men will try to revive the lost consciousness of a relationship with Krishna. What is that? That I'm Krishna's. As Krishna says, Mamai Bangsha Jivaloke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. All the living beings are my parts and parcel. So we have to fix our consciousness also on Krishna. Yoga means Haribol. Am I audible? Haribol, are you hearing me? Hare Krishna.
Mataji, you are audible. There was some in between noise. So I'm just seeing if we can mute. Mataji, go ahead. Yes, we are sorry, somebody.
Okay, it's okay. But some sound is going on because of heavy wind over here in the window.
No, we can't hear anything. We can't hear anything from your side except your voice. So it's loud and clear. Right.
Yeah. So fixing the mind on Krishna is the definition of yoga. Concentrating our mind on Krishna is the definition of yoga. Srila Prabhupada said beautifully in chapter 12, in the text number of 6 and 7, Bhakti Yoga, 6 and 7, where he says that one should fix his mind fully on Krishna in order to achieve him. See that? Bhagavad Gita, chapter 12, devotional service, text 6 and 7. Srila Prabhupada is writing in the purport. One should fix his mind fully on Krishna in order to achieve him. One should work only for Krishna. It does not matter in what kind of work one engages, but that work should be done only for Krishna. That is the standard of devotional service. The devotee does not desire any achievement other than pleasing the Supreme Personality of Godhead. His life's mission is to please Krishna, and he can sacrifice everything for Krishna's satisfaction. Beautiful. His life mission is to please Krishna, and he can sacrifice everything for Krishna's satisfaction. Just as Arjuna did in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. The process is very simple. One can devote himself in his occupation and engage at the same time in chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Such transcendental chanting attracts the devotee to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So how can we achieve Krishna? By constantly remembering Krishna. Ananya Chintan, Ananya Sharan, Ananya Bhajan, Ananya Ashray. That is required. We may think if I devote myself in remembering Krishna all the time, how can I live my life taking care of everything? We think unless we become completely absorbed in this world, then I cannot achieve anything. Our absorption mostly in this world, very little absorption in Krishna consciousness, for Krishna. Actually, this is the wrong idea. We are already Krishna's. If we devote everything for Krishna's pleasure, then whatever we do, it will be counted as the devotional service. Where my mind is fixed, if my mind is fixed on Krishna and I devote everything to Krishna, all my activities, thoughts, words, everything for Krishna's pleasure, which is the life's mission to please Krishna, then whatever we do, that will be counted as devotional service. I'm sorry. And when we devote to Krishna, by remembering Krishna more and more, Ananya Chintan, then Krishna takes care of us. Where he says that. He says, Ananyas Chintayantu Mam Ye Jana Paryupasate Tesham Nityabhiyuktanam Yogakshemam Bahamyam. Who is always thinking of me without deviation, Ananyas Chintayantu Mam Ye Jana Paryupasate, in that way he worships me. Tesham Nityabhiyuktanam, he is constantly connected with me. Yukta. He is constantly connected with me through remembering me. Yogakshemam Bahamyam, I carry out what he lacked and I protect what he have. There's a story we heard, right? When Brahmana, when reading the Bhagavad Gita, he came across to that verse, Ananyas Chintayantuman, means only remembering Krishna without deviation. Means mind should be absorbed in the thoughts of Krishna alone. So when he was studying that verse, he came across that point that Krishna says, Yogakshemam Bahami Aham, I carry, I do, I take care of all his necessities. Then the Brahmana was thinking, no, Krishna directly doesn't do anything. He does everything through someone, just like we think Krishna is doing through my boss, my family, my husband, my wife, my father, my mother. Krishna does not do directly. So he crossed that word, Bahamyaham, and wrote it Karamyaham, Karamaham. And then he went to take bath in the river. At the meanwhile, two beautiful boys, one is in dark complexion, one is in white complexion, came with so many groceries on their head to the house of the Brahmana. And they gave all the groceries to the wife of the Brahmana. The Brahmana's wife of the Brahmana asked, they were very poor. Who sent those, things, the groceries, vegetables, all the things for cooking? They said, your husband sent to deliver these things to you. And when they tried to leave, the wife of the Brahmana saw, the mark of deep wounds on the back of the boy, the dark boy. And the wife asked, who did this to you? Who has whipped you mercilessly? And the boy says, your husband has bitten me on my back. By saying so, they left. And the wife was thinking, such wonderful, beautiful two boys, of tender age. They carried so many, groceries to our house, delivered groceries to our house. And my husband mercilessly beaten him. I'll ask this, why he did that to this little boy. When the husband came back, the wife narrated everything. And he said, and she asked this question, why did you hurt this tender little boy who carried so many things and delivered to us? The husband says, no, I didn't do anything. I did not send any groceries to you, to our home, because, we are very poor. We don't have much things. But soon the Brahmana understood, oh, in the morning when I was reading the Bhagavad Gita, I came across to that verse where Krishna says, Krishna is promising, if you always think of me, always engaged in devotional service to me, I will carry out whatever your necessities and I'll protect whatever you have. I personally take charge of your life. But the Brahmana did not believe in that. And he crossed that word. And this is a great offense. We cannot cross Krishna's words and make something else means interpretation. This is a very big offense. What Krishna says, not accepting that is also an offense. And changing the meaning of the verse is also an offense. For our suitable, thinking, we cannot use Krishna's words. It should not be this, should not be that. Sometimes people say, Krishna, why Krishna is doing that? Why Krishna is saying that? It is impossible. It is possible. That's why Krishna said. What Krishna does, who is a pure devotee, always engaged in constant remembering Krishna, in loving emotion, engaged into the devotional service, Krishna takes care of his life. Krishna takes charge of his life. Krishna takes him back to the spiritual world. So these are the criteria within this short time we can discuss. So main point is how to attain Krishna by engaging in constant remembrance. Krishna, engaging in constant remembrance of Krishna, that we can attain. It's not that at the time of death, I may think of anything else and attain Krishna. No, not possible. We must understand Krishna's, strict instruction. Because in the 6th, chapter 8, he says, Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tajityante kalebaram tam tam evaiti kaunteya sada tad bhava bhavita. Whatever state of being one remembers when he quits his body, O son of Kunti, the state he will attain without fail. Krishna is very strict in his instruction. We have to be very strict also. Means, yes, I accept as it is, as you are saying. We may not apply all the instructions immediately, but have full faith. We must have full faith that this is ultimate. What Krishna says, that is the reality. That is the reality. If we accept the instructions, these are all for my benefit. I must devote myself completely for fulfilling those instructions. Devote myself as much as possible with full faith in Krishna that it is possible actually. That's why Krishna is speaking. Then Krishna will be very pleased. Just like a little child, first time starts learning to walk. He falls down again and again, but still continue. And ultimately he learns to walk very nicely. Similarly, we must accept the instruction, must devote ourselves to practice that instruction, to please Krishna, and having the life's mission to please Krishna, having the life's goal of life to attain Krishna Prem, and that is Krishna Prem. Krishna Prem is nothing but when we engage ourselves in satisfying Krishna by our daily activities. Goal is to satisfy Krishna. That is the love of Krishna. Not for my own satisfaction, but for your satisfaction. Hello? I'm engaged in your service. Then it is love of Godhead. So this is the sum and substance of our today's class, that by constantly remembering Krishna, we can achieve Krishna. Mind should be always focused on Krishna in order to achieve Krishna. Krishna means Krishna, love of Krishna. So thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Do you have a couple of minutes to take a few questions, Mataji?
I have
Somebody is
time,
interested.
but I know I've taken the full time, full hour.
Oh, okay.
Although we started
No
late.
problem. Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. So it was a wonderful class, Mataji. Again, you told us the truth. Whatever is spoken in Gita, we have to strongly believe. We should have conviction. Very simple language. You reinforced our belief again. We're really grateful. Hopefully, devotees got a lot of benefits out of today's class. So with this, we can welcome any questions any Prabhuji or Mataji will have. Please feel free to ask Mataji. This is a chance. Again, another couple of months we may take to get a chance to hear from Mataji. Anybody has any question or comments at this point?
No question, maybe.
Yeah, Sumit Prabhu, go ahead. Yeah, there are a lot of questions, but they should come forward. Sumit Prabhu, you have anything? Go ahead. You raised your hand.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Mataji, I have one question. You mentioned that in this world we should have attachment for one thing, which is Krishna. Now, if we attach ourselves to Krishna, wouldn't we be attached to everything else in the world, because everything emanates from Krishna in this world, right?
This is not Krishna's instruction. See, two things are there, Krishna and Krishnas. It's a fact. Everything belongs to Krishna, not for us.
Okay.
We are Krishna's servants, means we are the paraphernalia for Krishna's pleasure, the soul.
Mm-hmm.
This is our reality. We are for Krishna's pleasure. We are for for Krishna's service. And through that, we become happy. Not by enjoying this world, we become happy. Everything belongs to Krishna means everything for Krishna's service. One may stay in a house, in a country, whatever, in a comfortable situation, but engage everything for Krishna's service. This is the reality. The world belongs to Krishna. We belong to Krishna. Okay? Is that okay?
Okay. Yes, Mataji.
Krishna said
Mataji
that.
automatically. Go ahead, sorry.
Maya sakta mana partha yogam yunjan madashraya. You become attached to me, take full shelter of me, then you perform devotional service.
Mataji, I also have one question. Mataji,
Yes.
wanted to, you said that whatever we are practicing, we are doing, we are making sure that at end we think of Krishna. Mataji, can you say that suppose if we do a lot of devotional service right now, can we expect Krishna to see through our naked eyes? Is that a lot of expectations that we are putting on Krishna, or it is fine as a devotee that if I
See, this,
yes,
our
Mataji.
eyes are not equipped to see the transcendental form of Krishna. We see now Krishna through hearing. Prabhupada also says, the name and the named are non-different. As we say Krishna, we hear the Krishna's names means we are seeing Krishna. These material eyes are not capable of seeing Krishna's form. So, practicing Krishna consciousness means remembering Krishna all the time. Yes, go ahead, please.
Yeah, Mataji, if I constantly, if I chant, so then my eyes are not now eligible. If I constantly, I purify my eyes.
It depends on Krishna. See, what we are thinking now means what Krishna can do for us.
Hmm.
Instead of, we should think what I can do for Krishna.
Yes,
Let
Mataji.
everything up to Krishna. Whatever he desires, he will do it. We
Yes,
cannot force Krishna.
Yes,
He is the
Mataji.
Supreme Lord, Lord and Master.
Yes, Mataji.
Brother, we must pray. Allow me to see you. Allow me to hear you. Allow me to love you. Allow me to surrender unto you. Allow me to remember you. Allow me to chant your holy name. If we think that I am chanting the holy name, that means I am the doer. Ahankara vimuratma karta aham iti manyate. It's not the process. Process is surrender.
Yes, Mataji.
Process is by your mercy, you please engage me into your service, in your service. By your mercy, I can do it. Because from time immemorial, we are here, we think we are independent of Krishna. It is not. Reality is different. We are Krishna dependent entities. If Krishna allows to see us, when Krishna gives the power to see, then we can see. If Krishna gives the power to hear, then we can hear. The body is working due to Krishna's energy, just like the laptop is working because of the electricity. Light is on because of the electricity. Separately, independently, the light cannot do anything. The laptop cannot do anything if the electricity is not there or supplied.
But Mataji, very many times it happens that if that reciprocation is happening from his end, no, we get a lot of encouragement in devotional service.
This is our reciprocation, that we have gotten the chance to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. We have gotten this human body, it starts from the human body. We are not realizing how fortunate we are already. We have gotten this human body who has given Krishna. How we have come in contact with Srila Prabhupada's teachings, Krishna. How do we have this, opportunity for reading, hearing, chanting, remembering? It's all about Krishna, Guru, Krishna, Shastra. They are engaging us in Krishna's service. So reciprocation already there. Just accept the process and do it more sincerely, enthusiastically. Of course, Krishna is reciprocating. Spiritual reciprocation, spiritual or transcendental reciprocation, we don't understand. We feel it would be like this material reciprocation. When you feel very happy to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, this is the reciprocation from Krishna. When you are able to remember Krishna more and more, this is the reciprocation from Krishna.
Yes, Mataji.
Krishna has given us so wonderful life that we don't have to struggle for existence like so many other poor countries. Krishna is giving us the good job, good facilities to live, so that we can devote ourselves completely for his satisfaction and go back home, back to Godhead. See, this information is the reciprocation. How many people know that there is a process, there is a chance, opportunity that we can be transferred to the spiritual world?
Yes.
Out of 8 billion people,
Yes, Mataji.
how many people have this opportunity to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and that will take us back to the spiritual world? How? Hare Krishna Mahamantra is Krishna. He is constantly within us as Paramatma. This is also his reciprocation. Understanding that Krishna is always within me. Krishna is outside of me. Krishna is everywhere. Aham Atma Gurakesha Sarva Bhuta Shayastita. Aham Adishcha Madhyamcha Bhutanamanta Evacha. This is reciprocation. And if Krishna wants to do any reciprocation, he will do. But it's up to you how to understand his reciprocation. With the spiritual consciousness, we will understand Krishna's reciprocation.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. Nice question.
Anybody
Anything
else?
else?
Mataji, in the meantime, I have one or two questions. Maybe we'll get another question afterwards. So, the first thing comes to mind, Mataji, how do we remember Krishna? Obviously, Prabhupada it was a miracle what Prabhupada was doing in the last day, the time of his death, translating and all. Even, he was not, his body was almost gone. He was just surviving with soul. But he was dictating, and translating, in touch with Krishna. And his consciousness, and what about the others? If somebody is transcendental or higher consciousness, obviously he will get a chance. And other places, if we are in Mayapur or Vrindavan, obviously we are in devotees association. That time, even if we are not remembering, they will make us, devotees will help us to remember Krishna. But somebody is sick, very difficult situation, he is in coma, and what happens to that devotee? Whether Krishna will make arrangement to, so that Krishna will remember him?
Again, the point is, we are accustomed to think what Krishna can do for us. Instead, what we can do for Krishna. Krishna will do his part, no doubt. He is the Supreme Lord. He is capable of doing everything and anything. He is supremely powerful. Our habit is this, what Krishna is doing for me. Instead, we must think what I can do for him. That is the life's mission, to please Krishna. Srila Prabhupada's life story is fully a devoted life story, devoted servant's life story. He was also completely transcendental. Means transcendental, he was situated in the transcendental position. It is also open for us. Krishna said in 2nd chapter, Traigunya Vishaya Veda Nistraigunya Bhavarjuna. Nirmama Nirahankara Nitya Sattvasto Atmoban. How many of us are trying to be situated on the Atma in our constitutional position? That is our lost consciousness of our relationship with Krishna. How many of us are interested to revive our natural, original consciousness that I'm already Krishna's? I was Krishna's, I am Krishna's, I will remain Krishna's. So my master, Krishna, will decide what he will do for me. Let me give you a story. One Muslim king purchased one gulam, or kept one gulam. A new gulam came. Gulam means servant. And the king asked the servant, what do you want to eat? The gulam said, whatever you will, feed me, I'll eat. Okay, what will you wear? Whatever you give me, that I'll wear. Where you want to live? Whatever place you want me to live, I'll live. Then the king said, Muslim king said, Gulam, you don't have your own choice, own desire. Then the Gulam said, Hujur, my master, a Gulam does not have any his personal choice, personal desire. He depends on the master. Wherever the master wants to keep me, I'll stay there. My only mission is to serve you and to please you. Whatever you will feed me, I'll eat. Whatever will give me to wear, I'll wear. Whatever service you want from me, I'll do. I am your gulam. You are my master. Then the king said, Muslim king said, oh gulam, you are ustad. You are my guru. Because I'm also Allah's gulam. But this kind of consciousness I do not carry. I think I'm king. Everybody should serve me, including Allah. Allah should fulfill my desires. So we are making Krishna as our gulam. Krishna is free to do anything and everything. He's the supreme Lord. Of course, in this world, the master and servant's relationship is mechanical and material, but we are also Krishna's children. Pita aham asad, mata dhata pitamaha. So Krishna is naturally very merciful. He is causelessly merciful. We have heard that because he is our supreme father too. We are not just ordinary gulam for Krishna. He has so much love for us because we are his part and parcel. We are his own. We are his children already. He deals with us with so much love, but we don't have any faith in Krishna. That's why you would always think of what Krishna is doing for me, what Krishna can do for me. Instead, we must think that what I can do. That's the point we studied. Prabhupada says, a devotee's life's mission is to please Krishna. And Prabhupada showed that even at the last hour, he was engaged in pleasing Krishna. Same principle we have to also apply in our lives. Srila Prabhupada did such a big scale, but the same principle can be practiced by us if we accept this is the mission of my life to please Krishna. Krishna's pleasure is my life's goal. Then you will be always engaged, even at the time of death. Now your second part of question, if someone becomes unconscious before death. Yes, before being unconscious, whatever state of his consciousness was there, that will take to his next destination. See, by our consciousness, we are creating our next body and next destination. This is very clear. Krishna versus anything. If we think of Krishna all the time, we are progressing towards the spiritual world. This is our next destination. If we think of other things, absorption is here, is for us, purpose is us, then we are creating our next body within this material world. We would not be released. Maharaj Bharat was very elevated devotee. He was on the Bhava Bhakti stage, but he allowed his mind to be deviated from Krishna and to be absorbed in the deer. And because at the time of death, he thought of deer, he attained the deer's body. So it is very obvious, very clear to us. Also Krishna said, Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam, tajatyante kalebaram, tam tam ebaiti konteya, sada tad bhava bhavita. In whatever state of consciousness we quit our body, we are definitely, without fail, going to achieve that kind of body or destination. These are the instructions for us. So never ever, we should think that what Krishna can do for us. We must think what I can do for Krishna. This is my constitutional position. I'm Krishna's eternal servant. We are paraphernalia, ingredients for Krishna's pleasure. This world is meant for Krishna's pleasure. Everything is for Krishna's pleasure because it's Krishna's creation, Krishna's house, Krishna's land, Krishna's country, Krishna's family, Krishna and Krishna's. I am Krishna's, everyone is Krishna's. Everything is Krishna for his pleasure. Okay, is that okay?
Yes, Mataji, thank you so much. So, yeah, that's a valid point.
We must do our part. We must do our part. Krishna will do his part. For example, he says, Sarvadharman parityaja mam ekam sharanam braja. This is for us. Then his part, aham tvam sarvapapebhyo mokshoishyami mashucha. I will release you from all sorts of sins. That is Krishna's part. Krishna is very honest. we cheat ourselves. We are not trying to do our part honestly and expect Krishna will do everything for us. This is the point. All right.
Yes, Mataji. So another question is, Mataji, we know this, we know the one day, whatever arrangements we make to stay or whatever difficulty we have, we try to alleviate and try to make our life easier in this world. And, knowing that one day we'll be kicked out from this body. So why that seriousness is still not there, Mataji? How do
foolishness.
we...
Simply foolishness, ignorance. We should not develop attachment here because one day will be taken away. And definitely whatever family we have, made ourselves, we love to be surrounded by our family friends. Why? Because we feel very secure and safety. There's no security and safety over here. We would be separated from our loving members of our family members, we'll be separated. So why don't we should develop attachment over here? Attachment for Krishna, where we are going, heading. That doesn't mean we have to hate each other, fight with each other. No, love each other. A Krishna consciousness person is a better husband, better wife, better citizen, better son, better daughter, makes us better. Always understand, Krishna is my best friend and he is living within my heart. My mission is to meet with Krishna, go back to Krishna, and help others, help the family members to go back home, back to Godhead. And because we love to be surrounded by our family members, understand that feeling comes from our original family, which is there in the spiritual world. Everyone has their family. The Gopas, the Gopis, and Krishna, Radharani, everyone has their own family. Our eternal family is also there. That's why that consciousness is there. Understanding the principle is very important. Following the principle is very important. Okay? Why we are not becoming serious? Because of our foolishness. Simply foolishness. We are cheating ourselves. Okay? We don't like to hear about death. We don't like to hear about being separated. But whole chapter is dedicated for that. Chapter 8. All about death. How to quit the body at the time of death. This is our most important exam that we all have to pass through. Who can avoid death? By not accepting the reality, we are just simply cheating ourselves. We all know what is our final examination, the death. Alone we have to face the death. So we must prepare for that. Okay? And Krishna will do his part. I must do my part. Anything else, please? I saw one thing. Let me see it. What is that? Hare Krishna. Okay. Lakshmi Narayan. Okay, thank you.
Prabhuji left, so before that, he just sent a message. Mataji, thank you so much. And we have time for a last question. Anybody will come forward? Anything like to ask Mataji? I think hopefully everybody got the message, Mataji, and thank you so much again for the class this morning time. And I would request the devotees to unmute and chant Hari Bol loudly 3 times for Mataji. And we'll hopefully again get a chance to hear from Mataji from a couple of months from now. Please unmute and say Hari Bol loudly 3 times. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol,
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mataji, so much.
Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai,
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki
Ki
jai,
jai.
Gaur Premanande.
Hari Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hari.
Thank you, Mataji.